Happy 4th of July, everybody. My girlfriend got me this cool bottle, which one tells me she paid a lot of money for it, and two, she loves me very much. Aww. So, on this very special Doc Holliday 4th of July, are you going to do something or stand there and bleed episode of Savor the Burn? Let's go! Where do we begin? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Savor the Burn podcast. One more again. Happy 4th of July. Independence Day is here. Hopefully everybody, by the end of the day has all their fingers and toes. and
minimal shirts burned in their, minimal holes burned in their t-shirts.
Yeah, and if you do, that's fine. Go to savortheburn.com/shop.
Get yourself a new t-shirt.
Yep, we got them in there. Everybody seems to love them. Mm-hmm. They're lightweight. They're kind of stretchy like this here Michter shirt. Everybody likes them. Everybody. And I do mean everybody. Mm-hmm. Anyway, back to it. Welcome to Savor the Burn podcast. My name is Jonathan. Across the barrel from me is Mr. W2. How do you do?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right, man. I am stoked to get into this.
I'm excited. This has been sitting, I hesitate saying back burner, but it's been sitting kind of in the back for a while now.
It has.
Waiting for the perfect opportunity to get into it. And
not that long. Yeah, I mean, what's not to love about it? We got, usually we wait till later before we get into the whole bottle presentation thing. But guys, look at this thing. Look at this bottle here. It comes with a little pistol.
If there was ever a reason to give something better than a perfect score,
right?
This one is just over the top.
This is it. See how that opens up? You got room for everything. Of course, the gun comes apart. I don't remember how it comes apart. It's been a while.
You just twist the barrel.
There we go. Okay.
And
so one part fits here, one part fits there.
Hand me this handle.
Yep. Check this out.
I don't think I knew this because I remember seeing the pictures after I did it, but I had forgotten about it. That becomes a stopper.
That's your stopper. Yeah.
How cool is that, man?
Absolutely. Amazeballs.
And this isn't just like a, plastic dime store little trinket add-on to this. This is actually like a cast metal wood handle. I mean, it's not a real gun by any means, but it is real cast metal. It's got cool engraving on there. It is I'm pretty sure that's a real wood handle. Mm-hmm. And,
it's well designed, and you guys saw me pull out the little booklet. It's less of a booklet, more kind of an accordion style thing. How to assemble the gun cork, assembling the entire revolver part of it. Is it functional? No.
Tell me, punk.
That's wrong movie. Wrong franchise entirely.
But a good one.
One of them's Dirty Harry. Yeah, he played in a lot of old Clint Eastwood played a lot of gunslinger type roles. Mm-hmm. The good, the bad, the ugly. A Pale Rider.
Is it the Unforgiven?
Unforgiven. Gran Torino.
I had to think about that for a minute because I know that's a Metallica song. Is that the name of the movie? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
He directed that one also. He's not only in that, but he actually directed that one. Mm-hmm. And yes, Gran Torino.
So, which is not a Western, but send your hate mail to Jonathan at savortheburn.com. I'll happily block you. So we had to get into the bottle presentation part of it. Just because we need room on the top of these barrels. So I'm just going to set this down here.
We'll probably come back to it when we get into it. Because there's information on the back. There's actually a little booklet inside that we can kind of get into if we need to.
The booklet was how to assemble the revolver and how to assemble the cork thing. And that's another thing here. The only thing I have against this, just on bottle presentation, it's an assembled bullet, right? You got the bullet and you got the casing.
And the casing.
Right. So is this supposed to be fired into it? You would think, but clearly this has not been fired.
Clearly this was not designed by someone who is a avid gun
Right.
user.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah,
I didn't notice this before. Down here, you got, it says Holiday. You got the ace. You got 1881. Got a club.
Doc Holliday.
There's the diamond. It's a whole dang thing, guys.
That by itself is just, I mean, this sitting on the shelf with no box, no nothing.
Beautiful.
That is an absolutely beautiful decanter level bottle.
And I don't know who wouldn't think that that's amazing. I see something going on the bottom here. Oh, it's a horseshoe.
A horseshoe.
Yeah. Don't get it confused
cool
with Green River. Green River. So you've got some things to say about it over here on your fancy thinking box. So I say we get into it. I actually try to make it roll. It does not roll. Nope. It does not roll. How cool would that be though if it did?
And by the way, the little threaded piece that you spin around to turn it into the stopper on there, that's actual natural cork also.
Natural cork.
Which I can see right here, that is also natural cork.
Yep. That's a mighty fine natural cork plug. You
might as well just go ahead and thread that in out because after we pop the top on there, I think you're going to have to. That's where it goes.
That's what's going to happen, y'all.
All right, so this is produced by World Whiskey Society Company. This is the Doc Holliday 10-year special edition straight bourbon whiskey.
It's a 10-year.
It's a 10-year age statement straight bourbon whiskey. Distilled at the Scissortail Distillery in Oklahoma.
It's cool. I didn't notice that the little copper band here has some markings on it too. But I guess while we're paused, bottle pop. Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I didn't want to give it up.
Look at that cork.
Yeah.
That is, and the copper band on there, that's sweet.
It smells good from here.
So far, what is there not to like about this? It's...
You know what? It got some, kind of conflicting reviews online, and even in the Facebook groups. Yeah. So when I posted the bottle,
I mean, in all fairness, it is not a cheap bottle.
No, it's not cheap, and it's clearly gimmicky.
But very gimmicky.
But it's not a gimmick whiskey.
But it is kind of I mean, if you look at everything that World Whiskey Society produces, they are about the showy, very, very high-end bottles. Okay. And this is the only one that I know that comes in the full box.
I have not looked into World Whiskey.
But they have a lot of different ones. They've got some with gargoyle company? Stuff. Yeah. World Whiskey Society Company.
Okay.
So this is a 10-year age statement. It is 96 proof. The mash bill on this is 51% corn, 45% wheat, and 4% malted barley. You know,
that's cool to me because
so this is a wheated bourbon.
Yeah, we've become fans of wheated bourbons lately.
Yeah, huge fans. Introducing the limited edition Doc Holliday 10-year-old special edition collector's case, straight bourbon whiskey. A beautiful homage to the dentist turned gunslinger himself and the legacy of the Wild West. Wow, wow, wow. This exclusive release delivers an intense and robust experience in a beautiful, never-before-seen decanter, showcasing the unfiltered essence of our classic bourbon, meticulously packaged in a stunning collector's edition case and featuring a 2-in-1 cork gun stopper and display revolver, making it a collectible piece of art history and bourbon refinement.
Oh. It's going to fight me.
It ain't going anywhere. There you go. There you go.
I had to kind of force it in there. But hey.
All right.
Right?
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
It's... There's like some... a cool kind of like funk going on there. Usually when people say funk, it's a totally bad thing. Maybe that's not the right word, but...
No,
it's sweet in a very unique way.
And soft. I can tell there is no rye in this, or if there is not any, but if there was, it would definitely be very low rye.
And I wonder
in this case, it is wheat, not rye. So
I wonder about the which wheat, which bourbon, which wheat, which corn, which barley, did they put in there, because there's so many different strains of different things. I mean, you recently picked up, a few months ago, you picked up a bottle that had Bloody Butcher corn.
Yep.
You know, so I wonder if they did anything special with any of that and just forgot to say anything. It's a unique nose. I'm not sure what that is.
The thing that's interesting about, and I don't know a ton about the World Whiskey Society. What I've gathered is they are a procurer of spirits. Like in this case, this was distilled and aged at Scissortail Distillery. They then did the bottling and full production of producing the packaging and whatnot, but it was distilled by somebody else. So I get the sense of all the information that I found that they source their whiskey from around. In this case, it's sourced from a distillery in Oklahoma, but they're not distilling it themselves. Therefore, their website doesn't have a whole lot of information. They do have tasting notes. They do have this little bit of information that I read about it, but I really didn't find any real information about who World Whiskey Society is. So that said, I have seen a handful of their bottles here and there. Typically, most of their offerings that I've seen are in that $200 range, with the exception of the other bottles in the Doc Holliday series.
Oh, there's more. There are more. I do remember seeing that.
There's a 7-year, there's a 12-year, there's a 15-year that are just your standard bottle with the. They've got some with the buffalo head on there. They've got some that's got the cross guns on there.
That's the one.
The prices were not that much lower than this one, and this one you get the whole box and the whole experience with it. So I definitely would be curious to try some of their other ones at some point. One of the bottles that I'm thinking of was a standard bottle, but the top on there was a six shooter revolver.
So like I've been trying to narrow down. Like it smells sweet, but I'm trying to figure out what kind of sweet. Is it sugary? Is it molasses? Is it caramel? I'm thinking it's candy. Okay. I was thinking like candy sweet, like that mixed box of like runts or whatever. So like maybe a touch of banana. I'm not sure. So I just like sweet / candy / fruit.
I'm getting a little bit of honey.
That could be what's going on here. I don't know. It's so
maybe a little bit of apple.
That's wild. Apple.
Apple's the fruit that I'm getting.
No nana.
A hint of char maybe, and just a little bit of orange zest.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Or orange peel.
Throw that peel.
It's
not bright like zest. It does. It really does.
Yeah. How about we get this on the palate?
Don't have to.
Cheers.
Twist my arm. Cheers. The palate is similar to the nose.
It's watery.
With that many.
It's 96 proof, but I don't know.
It could be proved higher.
I forget what it was. I think we had
maybe pear.
I think we had Chandler over, the KC Kid over, and there was something that we tried that he kept going back to a watery kind of a note on the palate, and I kind of get that with this. It's
I'm picking up. You said something about char. I think that kind of evolved a little bit into oak, but
pepper. So
you mentioned watery, which brings me back to any time I think something tastes like it's got rainwater in it. It's pear, you know. So I thought, well, maybe that's what's going on here. There's
or maybe it's more of a grassy. Maybe the 4% malted barley is climbing on through.
It's only 4%. You know the finish isn't exactly medium. It's like short.
Yeah.
The honey sweet sticks to the tongue, and maybe some of that pepper.
All right, hear me out on this.
Yeah.
And this is going to sound way worse than I really mean it to.
Or like maybe like some kind of green pepper, like a Anaheim or a.
Are you a fan of cream soda?
It depends on the cream soda.
Okay. Like an A&W root beer cream soda?
Those, not so much.
Okay. Your favorite cream soda.
Mm-hmm.
You've poured it in a glass over ice. Super, super cold, but it's a hot day out. You don't quite finish it quickly, and you get busy with something, and you realize, oh, I still got a little bit of my cream soda left.
Come back and there's a bee in it.
No, there's no bee in it. But you come back.
Its life.
But you come back to it, and the ice has melted down some. It's not beyond that point. You're still going to drink it and still going to finish it, but it's definitely not as crisp as it was when you first poured it. That's kind of what I'm meaning. It's watery and there's something there. It doesn't taste bad. It's got a decent palate. It tastes like it's been sitting in the ice too long, and the ice is not quite crossed over.
Anytime I have bourbon, whiskey, whatever, on the ice, on the rocks, it does not take long for it to get way too watered down to enjoy.
If you care.
Yeah, I do. I've got such small amount in here. I'll probably just put in 2. That didn't really change the nose too much. Get my SJ, my swirl job going here. I swear it's like a candy, like a loose translation of what fruit is supposed to be like. Runts style candy, smell and taste. That's too bad that they don't have more information. I mean, there is plenty of information, which is cool. I just wonder what kind of
and now that I'm thinking,
woods did they use?
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about this,
where was it aged?
Because Scissortail Distillery is the ones who actually distilled and aged it. Probably would make sense to go to Scissortail and dig up some history on them, what they're about. You know, is this indicative of what a lot of their other products are? I don't know. You know, a lot of distilleries, especially nowadays, a lot of distilleries distill for other people. Bardstown does a lot of that. You know,
our friends at Union Horse would do that.
Union Horse does that, and I'm not talking about barrel picks or you know that.
Just
I'm talking about
distillation.
I think it may make sense to dig into Scissortail Distillery and learn a little bit about them and figure out because I'm not familiar with them at all. So I don't know what other products they have or what they make. So some of what we're getting here,
another touch, or you
good? Please.
Okay.
Part of me thinks that distilleries have a signature. I think at some level you can, once you really kind of
second time going in is a little easier.
Yeah. Once you tune into the offerings from a distillery, you can kind of start seeing a pattern. Buffalo Trace. There's a lot of brands under the Buffalo Trace umbrella. Once you get familiar with E.H. Taylor and Weller and Blanton's and Buffalo Trace and Eagle Rare, you can kind of start to pick up some. All of those brands are very different and unique to themselves. But there are some overlapping characteristics of all of them that they all share. And they're going to share because even though that they all come from different rick houses and different mash bills, technically there's only a couple mash bills out of all of them. You know, Buffalo Trace is actually the mash bill 1. Well, that's the Blanton's mash bill.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
once you recognize and understand the characteristics of the distillery, you start seeing it elsewhere. And so where I'm going with this long-winded thought is, I bet if we were to dig into Scissortail Distillery, we would find some of what we are getting out of this bottle in their other products. Or maybe not.
So I got to thinking. Idea. I got to thinking. I got to hyper-analyzing, and I remembered when I was pickling all those cucumbers to make pickles last year and canning them. The pickling spice, bottle of pickling spice I used had a lot of clove in it, and I'm thinking, not coriander, idiot, clove. I'm thinking it's got a little bit of dill and a little bit of clove, or maybe a lot of bit of clove. A touch of dill and a lot of bit of clove.
Definitely not as much dill as that distillery exclusive from Woodford Reserve.
I could not believe how I was like, why does this? Why?
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody else picked up on that.
That malt, that American malt, finished in the sherry cask, had so much dill.
Yeah, and it was an amazing. I'd never had anything like that before.
In our household, where we eat a lot of salmon, we go through a lot of dill.
Yeah, you love the dill on there.
We love just completely putting a blanket of dill on top of that salmon.
It pairs. It's like the Italians. They've got this.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever this is.
Oh, yeah.
I've been trying to figure out what is it on the palate, because so far there's just 4 tasting notes that I have down here: pear, honey, oak, and pepper. Well, and clove now. So I'll put clove on here. So scribble that out. There we go. And clove sticks around, if that's indeed what it is that I'm, trying to identify here. Also shows up on the finish. What you said, there's toasting notes on the from the website. What do they say?
So it says the appearance is honey.
I'll give them that.
Yeah. Nose says sweet caramel or caramel meets buttered cornbread to form an inviting aroma, revealing orange citrus, chocolate malt, and a wave of spice.
I don't know what chocolate malt is supposed to smell like, but I didn't pick up chocolatey anything.
Nope,
I didn't. I don't even think I picked up malt, which would be a grassy kind of smell.
Here's something interesting. So knowing what the mash bill is.
Yeah. You said 4%.
4% malted barley, 45% wheat, and 51% corn. On the palate, it says rye spice up front, with sweeter notes of caramel and chocolate emerging, complete with fruit flavors throughout.
Well, you said something about apple earlier.
Finish, tobacco, chocolate, and a touch of chili pepper dance with a sweet undertone, resulting in a long spice-filled finish.
Okay, so I did say something about like a green pepper, like a I forgot what it was that I said. Could be like a Serrano or Anaheim or something like that. Nothing like spicy, but it's got a bit of a green pepper, not a green bell pepper taste, but one of those other peppers that you eat when they're green. But yeah, so
like a hatch pepper maybe.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, one of those hatch chili peppers. So so on the nose, sweet, candy, fruit, wheat, apple, char, honey, orange peel, dill, maybe, clove, maybe.
Sure.
And then we moved on to the palate. We picked up on pear and honey and oak and pepper, like black pepper.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
And I think the clove carried through, if that's what it is. And I also think that the apple that you picked up on the nose carries through.
I might also say, along with the pepper, I might also say kind of a coarse sea salt. Just a salt and pepper kind of a thing going on.
Okay.
And in this case, I wouldn't quite go as far as briny.
No.
But I think it's definitely a salt pepper kind of a dance.
Okay. It's really unique. Like I didn't know what to expect when we got into this, and now I don't know what to make of it. I like it.
Yeah.
It's super unique.
I like it too.
I'm not taking it into existence practice. It doesn't deserve that kind of death.
It might die.
It's going
very quickly
to die. Not a slow, consumption death like Mr. Doc Holliday. Rest in peace, sir. But and so we move on to the finish.
Dentist.
I thought it was kind of a
turned gunslinger.
Yeah. He was a dentist at the age of 20. He graduates and
shooting guns.
Yeah. Which is worse? Let's see. Short finish. It's kind of honey sweet. I think the apple that you picked up on the nose carried through the palate into the finish.
Tobacco.
It's got a bit of a chili pepper. I didn't pick. It's hard for me to identify.
We've
tobacco.
had a couple that tobacco has kind of jumped out at us, or leather has kind of jumped out at us. This one's, I don't think is one of them.
I don't either.
It may be there.
And
my palate's just not quite.
Last but not least, that clove. I think if that's indeed what it is, I think that carried through all the way. So yeah, what was the name of the distillery? The Oklahoma distillery?
Scissortail.
Scissortail. I really think.
Oklahoma. We're gonna dig into that.
Yeah, Yeah, let's take a look at it. If you know anything about Scissortail
and honestly,
Distillery,
depending on where that's located, that could be just a couple hour drive away.
It could be.
That could be a fun weekend project.
Yeah, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, that's like 4 hours. You know, so yeah, Oklahoma City or state line isn't that far away.
We got some homework to do.
Yeah. I say we check into that. Find more about it. Yeah, if you know anything about Scissortail Distillery out of Oklahoma, send us some information if you would.
Leave us a comment.
Leave us a comment wherever you are. If you're watching on YouTube, hit subscribe, click that bell notification. Stay up to date on all things Savor the Burn. And but yeah, send us an email if you know anything about them, or if you work for or with Scissortail Distillery. Let them know that we're asking questions about them. Send that email to info or W2 or Jonathan at savortheburn.com.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be pretty cool. I think tonight I'm going to actually hold a handful of Black Cats lit and just see what happens.
Oh, my.
Pop, 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 pop. I'm like, oh.
What did you give this on the nose?
On the nose, I gave it a 4 even. I was surprised immediately right off the bat. I was like, oh wow. I mean, while you were reading, they saw me give it the nose. I can't hide my expressions, my facial expressions. So it's an easy 4 for me.
All right.
How about you?
I'm a little lower than you.
All right.
3.5.
3.5. Okay. So you weren't wowed by it.
No.
What was your initial thought? That first word that popped in your head, was it a grunt like, huh?
No, it wasn't bad at all. Across the board, I thought this was a very, very decent pour.
I think so
just
too.
wasn't wow worthy.
Okay, all right. Well, how about the palate?
I kept it at 3.5.
3.5. Okay. You know what? I'll see your 3.5 because that's exactly where I ended up.
All right.
I mean, it shared the same. A lot of the same characteristics, the flavors on the nose that they just followed through. They came right through over to the palate. I thought it was interesting, but like I had already been wowed.
You know, as cool as this is, it's definitely not solid gold cool like the Michter's Sour Mash Celebration.
Right. Nothing else will ever be. I mean, he said it was like a $400, package, presentation, the whole box itself or whatever.
I just remember him saying, "Hold out your hand."
Yeah.
And then he went, "Bonk."
It's like, holy shit. Like, what is this thing made out of? Lead?
No,
solid gold. What? You just dropped a fucking 1.5 pounds of solid gold in my hand and expect me not to, jaw to hit the floor? Where are you at on the finish?
I came up a little bit to 3 3/4.
Wow. Okay. Mine fell down.
Oh.
Mine fell down a little bit. I went to 3 3/4.
Okay.
Because for me, it was just like, okay, been here, done that, guys. Let's see what the finish can do. And the finish, it was short. It was kind of sweet. The clove, if that's what it is, it still carries through. But, come on. What else you got? Where's the 10-year bourbon, the usual suspects for that 10-year bourbon? Yeah. Maybe it's because it's such a high wheat
maybe
content.
45% wheat,
and there's
that's
no rye
a lot
at all.
of wheat.
Yeah.
That is a lot of wheat.
Yeah.
To be a bourbon, you have to be 51% or greater corn. For whatever reason, they stuck with exactly 51% corn. Why not push corn to 55 or 60?
Yeah.
And then just dial the wheat back a little bit.
Maybe they're just looking for something unique and a unique mash and see what their wheat will do. Who knows? You don't know.
For the price and the presentation and everything, I'm really partially surprised. Why wasn't this a cask strength offering?
Oh yeah. I don't know. It's like maybe they were just thinking like, who's going to buy this bottle?
So with this being 96 proof, I feel like, in
You're
other
already there.
In other episodes, particularly our Michter's episodes, I think are the ones that kind of kicked off the discussion. But, that barrel entry proof becomes a really, really big deal. And because we talked about there's something watery about it. There's some things that we liked, but some things that were just kind of underwhelming. I wonder what the barrel entry proof was. What was the proof when they dumped it to then bring it down to 96? Something tells me this went into the barrel super hot. It came out of the barrel super hot, and they had to put a lot of water in it to bring it down to 96 proof.
Yeah, because I'm not getting much from the barrel.
Yeah.
Like I said, all those usual suspects that you would expect to get.
96 proof is actually
it's a decent proof.
Is on the higher side of things. If your cask strength proof is 110, 119, which equates to a low proof entry, 103 to 110.
Yeah, in that ballpark.
And so you're not proofing down as much, and as a result of that, the water, you're not getting that watered down experience. I kind of am, so it just makes me go, what was that cask strength, that barrel proof? And again, with this full experience, the packaging and everything, why wasn't this a cask strength offering?
Yeah, who was their target audience?
I don't know.
It's a really cool looking bottle.
It's very cool. What did you give it on presentation?
On presentation, I gave it a 5. I mean, that's as high as we go here on Savor the Burn. 0 to 5. This is a 5 all day.
I'm right there with you.
And bottles like this, presentations like this, make me want to revisit my, my notoriously arbitrary, rating.
Yeah.
As far, from 0 to 5. I mean, if this is a 5, then why did we give? You brought up Michter's. Why did we give Michter's 10-year bourbon or rye a 5?
Yeah. That's a great question.
If we would give their celebration bottle a 5 on presentation, why would we give? I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know what we have to do, but man, I would love to get my hands on a bottle of that.
Oh yeah, or just another pour.
At this point, I'd just like another pour.
We have another pour. We do a review on it. We set the bottle out. The whole thing. I would 100% be happy with that. But I think they've already got 100 people out there that have done a review on it, and on that release.
Yeah.
The next release, maybe we could be a part of that. That's totally up to them, and I'm 100% game. I will take time off of work to go down there and see those fine fellows. Scissortail Distillery out of Oklahoma.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look them up.
Yeah, let's look them up and let's see what they do.
Let us comment if you know something about them.
Yeah,
let us know.
Yeah, we definitely want to know more about them. Like, is this what they do primarily? Like, if you don't want to go the MGP route, do you pick a distillery like Scissortail to do that for you? That way you can say, nope, this is not MGP. Why Scissortail? And is it because they do things like this?
Yeah.
Specific mash bills or small batch, whatever.
Well, and if you think about some of our the other Rocktail-esque bottles that we've had, the Blackened from Metallica, or the Ace of Spades Motorhead one,
the Reserve 9, number 9 Reserve.
Yeah, number 9. That is actually produced out of Iowa, Cedar Ridge Distilling Company.
Have we had something else from Cedar Ridge?
I think we have.
In the last year?
And they are their own distillery, so they have their own offerings, but example, they distill for other people. So a lot of your celebrity type whiskeys that are out there are distilled by an actual distillery somewhere. So
I think this is going to go. This is going to go well in an old fashioned, at least.
Oh yeah.
And if I drink it neat, which is probably going to happen, I don't know if this bottle's going to last long, because I really want to use this as a decanter. For something.
An infinity bottle.
And an infinity bottle. I could have my own damn infinity bottle full of Jim Beam products.
What was your final score?
If you know, you know. Final score. My final score ended up being 7 7/8. How about you?
Girl, same.
Really? Huh.
It did.
Okay. Yeah. Shit. Very cool. Wild. Yeah, we took different pathways and mathways to get there, but that's wild that we came up on the same score. Well, I think this is an incredible display piece, and it's a wonderful. Yeah, and thank you, Jennifer, for getting me this this bottle. I was really looking forward to getting into this, and I'm really glad that we did. This is really unique. It's
dude, it's super cool.
I haven't had anything else like it. I don't think.
It's a conversation starter, that's for sure.
Yeah, like, hey, you guys want to see my fucking gun whiskey? But yeah, I mean, it's got all kinds of cool stuff here. The incredible carrying case, display case thing. Set that down nice and easy. Grab this, bring this bad boy back up here. And it all fits nice and easy, like it was designed to go together.
And I like the shield as the opener on there.
Mm-hmm. Brass hinges. Mm-hmm. Hopefully the audio is not getting squashed because
probably.
It's close to the microphone down here, but that's a really thick foam.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna travel well.
Yeah.
Definitely travel.
It's gonna travel back home really well. So, guys, it's 4th of July. We're not gonna keep you. You probably got a grill to fire up. Mm-hmm. You got
your own whiskey to get to.
You got shirts that you need to burn cinder holes in. You got. You got family coming over, a bunch of screaming ass kids running around everywhere, pulling little poppers. You got a day, so we're gonna get out of your hair. So if you see this bottle, somebody offers you a pour, definitely take a pour and think of us. Let us know what you think. We had a good time with it, and I'm going to continue to have a good time with it. By golly, I might leave you with an extra. If you got a little sample bottle or whatever you want, an old Flavier bottle, whatever, I can fill that up for you if and yup to. If not, that's fine. That's fine. But thank you guys for joining us on this. You tell them I'm coming and hell's coming with me. You hear hell's coming with me episode of Savor the Burn. No matter who you are, where you are, what you're drinking, who you're drinking it with. Never forget.
Keep on burning.